GCW Medallion Tournament here for Generation Championship Wrestling's Legend of the Medallion, Edge Stone versus Ron Bass Jr. One of these two will go to the finals, and it is going to be a match for a sturdy ring. Let's hope this ring is put together, because these two hosses are about to go head to head, and we're about to have some earthquakes going on in here. As always, I am the one and only lovely Brittany Nicole, and with me is my bow-tied gentleman, the young professor.
I feel like it's a weird title, but yes, I am here. Thank you. The bow-tie, my bow-tied gentleman. That was your words, not mine.
Well, I mean, you know, you're like a little pet project of mine.
How's that working out for you?
Terrible.
It's working out pretty good for our fans here at GCW 15. It's a semifinal matchup. Edge Stone, Ron Bass Jr.
Oh!
Ron Bass Jr., of course, the son of the great outlaw Ron Bass Sr.
And that is the first time I have ever seen Edge Stone knocked down and out of the ring.
I'd be lying if I said that didn't bring me just a little bit of joy.
That is terrible. I'm going to tell him you said that.
Don't you dare.
I have his phone number. I can just text him.
Well, if you do that, then you have to ring announce, and you have to wear those heels and jump up onto the apron. So just so you know, if he gets a hold of me, you've got extra work to do. You're still gonna go with this? You're gonna die on this hill?
Just call them that.
Edge Stone. Oh, look at this. Couple of jabs from Ron Bass Jr. Back elbow.
What a hit.
The sauciest hoss this side of the Mississippi.
He is quite saucy.
Gets caught with a throat chop. And Edge Stone looking to wear down the big man.
Edge losing his temper. Almost going after the referee. Not sure.
You know, I just said Edge was trying to wear down the big man. It's a little weird calling someone else the big man in an Edge Stone match, but right now the size advantage belongs to Ron Bass Jr., and so does the offensive advantage as he goes for a cover, looking to put him away. One of these two men going to be going up against Mikey Spandex in the finals to determine who's going to be the holder of the GCW medallion. Of course, that medallion can be cashed in for an opportunity at any championship here in GCW. Looking to move ahead now, but Ron Bass Jr. gets his shoulder up at a count of one. The big hoss, Ron Bass Jr.
Very impressive. Edge not giving up, though. Looking to whoop this cowboy.
Edge Stone just kind of measuring. Ron Bass Jr. stomping away, trying to keep the big man off his feet.
And that's what you got to do. And again, also, you know, use the ring to your advantage in any way, shape, or form.
Edge Stone looking very impressive here tonight, but here's a potential scenario that could be interesting. Edge Stone, if he were, and I'm not saying he will, and I kind of don't want him to, but if he were to advance here, he'll go up against Mikey Spandex, who is his former employer. I mean, Edge was an intern for Task Force, and Mikey had to fire him after injuring me.
That's dangerous, but also it would equally be dangerous if Ron Bass Jr. got in there with Mikey Spandex, because
as much CrossFit power as Mikey Spandex possesses, you got to figure, I'm not sure that's going to hold up against Ron Bass Jr. at 330 pounds. I mean, Mikey's strong, but that is a tall order.
Yeah, Mikey's like a third of Ron.
That's fair. That's fair.
Ron is 3 Mikeys.
Yes, we got it. That's a third. It's good math. I'm glad you're practicing.
Well, you know, I have to keep up, you know, just...
Edge Stone now, a big kick to the midsection of Ron Bass Jr. What is he going to do here? I don't know if that's the way to go.
Oh.
Ron Bass Jr. takes advantage. Back body drop.
Well, as he would. I mean, that was...
Couple of axe handle smashes.
That was overzealous of Edge, I will have to say that.
The modern day outlaw looking to flatten Edge Stone. Turning him into a skipping stone. Ron Bass Jr. needs to make a cover here. Gives Edge a little bit of time.
It does indeed, but he
Cover.
Oh.
It's a big man pinning your shoulders down, but
Again.
Edge Stone, good ring awareness, able to get that left foot onto the bottom rope.
Too close to those ropes.
Forcing referee Richard White to break the count. This match continues. Again, a semi-final matchup. One of these two men going to be moving on tonight.
And I usually call that kind of maneuver when you pin too close to the ropes a rookie mistake. However, neither of these are rookies, and it just has to be for the sheer fact that they're fatigued from having matches earlier
It's
in
also
the night.
a mistake of inertia. I mean, there's a whole lot of mass in that ring being thrown around. Where you land is where you land.
Inertia. Are we just gonna make this into an entire school after school special?
Like, you know that the reason I'm called the professor is because that's a thing. Like it's what I do. You're learning here. You're learning. You're welcome. Edge Stone trying to teach something to Ron Bass Jr. But Ronnie Bass able to get that left shoulder up in time. This match continues here.
Stone just tired and frustrated.
These two colossal competitors giving it all they have here.
Pulling himself up.
You know, regardless of who moves on, one of these two men will have the size advantage heading in, but is that going to be enough? That was a sharp clothesline from Ron Bass Jr.
Stone inside out.
I think Stone's moving. That's going to do it. That's going to put him away. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, what?
Edge Stone.
Only two.
Referee said it was very close. Those were his exact words.
Yes, they were.
I'm pretty close to the action. I tend to agree.
I thought that was over.
One more.
Ron Bass Jr. looking to make sure it is. He said he's going to go for another one here. Oh, wait, something else.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. Attacking the leg, the knee of Ron Bass Jr.
You know, that's a smart move to take
Edge
down
Stone.
Goliath.
Flipping neck breaker. Takes him down.
Oh!
The winner of this contest by pinfall and moving on to the finals for the GCW medallion, Edge Stone.